Hey YouTube, awesome day today. This episode you will see us transitioning into winter, bringing back the rest of the hives, prepping them for almonds. Hopefully you'll see some good hives and maybe not too many weak hives, but we shall see. Never know, and that's part of the fun. So excited y'all are here to join me. Quick note to all of y'all who watch these things. I'm amazed that so many people watch what we do. So thank you so much for the support. It's awesome. And keep tuning in. We'll try to keep it coming. We noticed that a tire was looking really bad on the inside. So about to go get bees. Gary's pulled it off. Spare off of a trailer. Got the skid steer set up as a jack. I'm gonna switch it out real quick. So, time to get to work. Of course, it's too heavy for the skid steer to lift up, so gotta take the vine off. We're in the bee yard. Hopefully it's gonna work this time. Out on the road, beautiful sunset, driving into, got the tire fixed, and got fueled up, so we're running a little bit behind schedule. I wanted to introduce y'all to, who are you?
I am Casey.
And Casey, what do you do for Honeybees Unlimited?
I mostly learn from all of y'all, but I help out wherever I can. Helping move bees, helping with stuff back at headquarters, cleaning up stuff, fixing up hive boxes, strapping everything down on the truck, like tonight.
Now tell me, what's your favorite 3 things about working bees with Honeybees Unlimited?
3 things. I love the scenery and getting to be outside.
Yes.
I think the bees are pretty calming to work with. A lot of people say that, and I agree.
Even when they're all agitated and stingy?
It's like kind of cool to work with them.
All right. And what's number 3?
3.
The people?
I like working with y'all. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. The people. Awesome.
Everybody else here on the team.
Well, good.
Very happy.
Well, now YouTube has met Casey. We're about to get started on tonight's load. Casey is expertly manipulating the fuel, airflow, and spark to create fire, smoke, so we can smoke the hives. So we smoke the hives, and then we move the hives, and we smoke them some more throughout the night, keep them nice and confused and docile, so we're not getting stung constantly and losing bees. Life in the red light zone. You got a red light up there? Let me see. Oh yeah, there we go. And today it's raining. We're at Lone Oak Cafe. It's right down the street from our headquarters. We've got some plans to do some educational stuff here and have some nice places to stay up here, some cabins, and they sell our local honey. Very excited. Uncle Marty made this display. Looks awesome. Hey YouTube, December 18th, it's 3:32. We're rolling up on Uncle Marty. Uncle Marty!
Hey!
What are you doing?
Beekeeping.
Yeah, tell us about it.
Oh, we're just going through and checking for dead outs, doing a first grade.
Checking for dead outs and doing the first grade.
Yeah, downsizing if they need to, otherwise they're staying.
All right.
First time around.
Well, good. Well, we're filling up with bees. It's good to see you.
I see y'all.
December 19th, winter's set in, but found some blooms, found a bee working it. This is at HQ. So it's nice to see them at least trying. There's the upstairs, all the hives. Got my daughter Bree working on her vacation. There we go. I'm gonna put another pollen feeder out for them. So there goes a truckload of equipment we just pulled off of these hives. So some of them were already singles. We just made others singles. They just thin on bees. Some look really good. We're gonna put pollen patties on them tomorrow, and we're gonna feed the ones that need to be fed. Go put this equipment up, get it stored. So here's the truckload y'all just saw coming down. These were doubles or dead outs. Hives decrease in size. So we're gonna sort through these, run them through the freezer. Here's a bunch of equipment that wax moths destroyed the wax on. So we got to sort through it all, get it back in the proper place, get it reset. Keep going, getting ready for almonds. Winding down from a season, winding up for the next. Just gonna run up to the, oh, I was right in the back. Oh, I guess I'm gonna ride on the back of the truck. So I've been gone for 5 days more or less, hanging out with daughter and family, doing a little Christmas, hitching a ride on the back of the truck. Got the frames that we're gonna put on storage. Truck is full of stuff we just got from the aunt. Gary just picked up 2 totes full of syrup, put some water in them, not much. And we're gonna go set up our feed wagon on this truck. This is the 350, so it's a little shorter. And keep the other trucks open for hauling equipment since they have a bigger footprint. Putting some diesel into the skid. It's thirsty this time of year. Using it a bunch. Uncle Marty's unstrapping the syrup. We're gonna be moving around a little bit, configuring the feed pump, getting that all set up. Got to use the skid to load it, lift it up because it's heavy. And Gary's got the Avant to go pick up more bees.
We got Mike on the skid. We got 175 gallons of corn syrup, syrup, and it's heavy. So we're gonna try to hopefully tilt it back a lot so we can counterweight it and get it off there safely. We're feeding tomorrow, so we've got to take these off and then fill our feed tank. It's got all the hoses and everything, attachments. Oh man, just don't know. Maybe a little heavy. Alright, so we're going to try this again. We're going to go from the side. The balance of the syrup is a little different on the side. I think it'll work.
So running down to go get the feed tote. It's a little bit different setup. So we're gonna slide this one onto the truck by hand, take it back up the hill. Piece of cake, riding up to the top. Gonna have beehives all laid out here within the next week. Pushing up against Christmas in 6 days. Clouded up. Got rain on the forecast. Hopefully it doesn't mess us up while we're trying to bring the last of these bees in.
All right, here we are. We're out at HQ. We're gonna transfer some bulk syrup into our feed syrup tote.
Lined up good?
And now we just wait for this 96 syrup. Do about half. That way we can lift it back up on the truck.
So we were maxed out on weight. Got it draining in. Got this leaned way back to get the center of gravity back to the machine so it's not teetering so bad. You can see that our markings on the tote, 250 gallons. You can squeeze 300 in. We can't lift nearly that much. We can lift about 175 or less of syrup. It's a lot heavier than water. And so we just gotta let it drain. It's got a little bit of water mixed in, but it's running real slow. It's cold. Can't do it without the machines. We could pump it, but it's rough on the pump, so we like to do it by gravity. Next phase is gonna be to put this back on the truck and then lift this one up high and drain the rest of it in. But I don't want to lift it that high with it that heavy because it wants to pitch forward really bad. Raised up, draining into the tote that's got the proper configuration for feeding off the truck. A lot of steps to go through. We probably should have just taken this tote. We got it filled up. We didn't think about it. So extra steps, work harder, makes up for not being smarter sometimes. All right, got it strapped in. I'm gonna grab a few lids to cover up some equipment down there because the rain's coming. And we'll get the pump set up and then be done for the night. We got the pump recirculating, blending the water and syrup in. All strapped down, ready to roll for tomorrow's feeding. Want to just making sure it's nice and blended, everything works, so we'll be in good shape. So we're chopping patties down to a third, 2/3 full patty. Got the syrup flowing. Over there they're feeding. We're adjusting the lids. This indicates that these both need feed. We're not filling them up. This is how we're feeding. We're in a hurry. There you go. I get asked a lot if I get stung. I get stung all the time, and all these bees are trying to find a way into my hand, get into my suit. They're on both sides. Yeah, we all get stung all the time. So one hive just covered me in bees. It'd be nice to phase those out of our gene pool. Hello YouTube, December 21st, transferring more feed. We really got this one leaning back. It's really tipping the back into the machine. So we're offloading some of it. Then we're gonna gravity feed the rest onto the truck. Can't see it from here. We've been pollen pattying and feeding all the 800 hives we have and treating some. So just another day in paradise. Gray, cloudy, starting to rain. All right, we're back in business. We're mixing the water into this tote full of syrup. It was teeter-tottery, it was really heavy. Martell's gonna put some cardboard on top of these pallet of bee patties. So we're working through this. It's starting to rain, but we gotta get it done. So this is what it takes. So you can hear the rain maybe. So we're doing some indoor activity. We got boxes and boxes of frames without foundation. So we're putting foundation in, double wax foundation. It's a lot of fun, right?
Yeah.
Uncle Marty loves doing this. There's no shortage of this stuff. It's raining cats and dogs. We're gonna have a hard time getting the last 248 hives in anytime this week. So we'll just have to wait. That's what happens when it rains a bunch. Hey YouTube, December 25th, Christmas. Been a good day with family. It's a little cold today. It's about 50 degrees right now. It's, I don't know, 4 o'clock, 4:30. I came out to the bee yard to look around, get an idea what I need to get done. So we're getting ready for almonds. We've got a truckload going. We coordinate with some other people. We may be doing 2 truckloads, to be determined. We have to go through all these hives again and grade them again. So a lot of work to be done. So I'll share with you, I'm a little bummed. We had a very specific set of instructions towards our employees and what we expected on how the grading is supposed to go down, how many frames of bees, what our course of action was, and those directions weren't followed. So what we now have is a bunch of hives that are too weak to be in doubles. They were left in doubles for either the reason that they hoped that there's going to be a miraculous Christmas story and things are going to turn around, and magically with unicorn dust, the bees are going to grow an extra frame or two of bees real quick. But the reality is that we needed them to be, if they were under 4 frames of bees, put down into a single, because one, we have to feed them, and we don't want that feed spread all over the hive. We want it in a nice small area where they can feed them, and then we also have an idea of what we have. So now we have to go back through those hives again and do a reality set where what should have been done last week has to be done now again. So extra work has been spent on having to flip boxes again. Doubles are harder to work with than singles. The ideal goal is doubles. If they're not strong enough to be a double, my opinion is they need to be brought down to a single. What we do this time of year is we bring them in, we evaluate them, grade them, and then we either merge them, or they're strong enough to stand on their own to go to almonds. And it's a process. It's a lot of work. We don't want to keep doing the same work again. We don't want to work harder and not smarter. So there's the 2 days this week that are 58 degrees. So I'm going to try to get my ducks in a row, get lined up, and try to correct some of that, and not dwell on the fact that once again, some of our very clear, precise instructions weren't carried through how we need them to be done. It's a problem whenever you bring on people to work and they decide that they know better than you, which I'm not always right. I'm open for a discussion, but at the end of the day, we make the decisions, and you got to do what we need to be done. Even if I'm wrong, it's our bees. So it needs to be respected that way. And it's a shame, but we got to deal with it now. So we'll see how it turns out. Good morning, YouTube. It is December 28th. Kind of chilly this morning in North Texas standards. I think it's a whopping 37 degrees. Not going to warm up to bee work and temp. So I'm doing some other things. I'll keep you in the loop. Have a great one. Gonna do a lot of different variety work today. Count hives that are on location, cross-reference what we have out in the field still. Make sure we have good solid numbers on that. Gonna look at dead outs again. And if it warms up this afternoon, which I don't think it will, we're going to try to identify possible merges, but that's to be seen. Right now I'm doing some training. Training is very important. Got to be patient with it, work hard at it, and you get good results. We like these dry pollen sub feeders, and a little trick you can see in the sun that it's all but empty, because if it was, you can see a line right here or wherever the pollen was, if it had pollen in it. So easy way to check if you set it up someplace where you know the sun's going to be behind it. So yep, this was all but empty. December 28th, 10:56 in the morning. It's 45 degrees outside Fahrenheit for those of you who speak Celsius. And this pollen feeder is empty. We'll come back and check on it later. I just dumped a little bit in. We're using Ultra B improved formula, high protein pollen substitute, 58% crude protein. So we like it. The bees seem to hit it earlier when there's other options out. So we'll revisit this today, hopefully, and see if the bees are liking it. The other pollen feeders, they were hitting. Somebody told me the bees aren't active at below 48 degrees, but I've got videos somewhere of them hitting syrup at 42 degrees. So yeah, don't always believe everything you hear or read, and your area may be different than other people's areas. So, but always be open and listen. So a little over halfway through my count, walking through the hives. It's a nice day. A little cold. Bees aren't really very aggressive. I can't find my clicker. I think it's in the truck that's supposed to be serviced. So I'm just writing down, hand counting these. And I found a lid that had a gap in it. They were doing just fine, but I decided I would just go ahead and fix it. And of course, I'm now swelling up on my lip where they tagged me. And bee venom does not taste very good. Finished with the count. We still have 3 nights of pickup left to go get the ones that I'm responsible for. This time of year is really hard. It's really frustrating because we start out at this number. We make bees, we sustain our numbers, and then we get them back to the yard, and you know, we find dead outs, we find weak bees. You know, we've been told ultimately over and over again, if you want your bees to do good, well, get them out of Texas, or at least get them over to East Texas, so that you know, they have better forage. But that's not where we are. This is where we are. This is where our opportunity lies. This is what makes sense for a lot of our business. But we will expand and have truckloads of bees that move, that travel. We did work in East Texas a couple of years ago, and they definitely produced a lot of honey. But it stretched us thin on our resources, fuel, time, and our attention to our bees here locally. So there's a combination that makes sense. We're working on growing. Good people, good decisions, getting over the bad decisions and making them learning opportunities. We keep going. Hey YouTube, I'm super excited today. Get to work with Michelle. It is December 29th. Don't lose a day. And we're out here with infrared cameras, checking to see if we can peek into hives without having to crack them open. And
so here's my hand, and that hive looks maybe down there's,
yeah, I think we'll have to get our suits on.
yeah, I don't think this is giving us a good.
More to come. So what's in my pockets? I got a Bic lighter, a indelible permanent marker, a skeleton pocket knife, some gloves, hive tool. I like this hive tool. I don't like the other type. So that's what's in my pocket typically. Oh, and this camera. So these are some bees that didn't have a good time this season, and we're going through and we're trying to consolidate them down to what they really are. And I'll try to remember to take a video from this exact spot to show you what we wound up with. So compare and contrast. I told you this one was going to be really ugly. So here's what the remainder was. This was just a yard that just did not do well at all. So now this is reality of what it has in it actually. Thank goodness not everything looks anywhere remotely like this. 9:15, just got 64 pallets. I'm sorry, 64 hives back in. Worked with my brother. It's always a joy to work with him because he knows what he's doing, so it goes really well. Hey guys, I wasn't saying anything about y'all's efforts. Y'all do really well too, but it was a good time. Frustrating day today with some of the bees that I went through. Y'all saw those clips earlier, maybe. And but these bees look better, so keep rolling. Got some deadlines to make, some commitments to keep, and some plans to dream up, and looking forward to the next season. Not sure when the season ends. Does it end when the bees go to almonds? Good morning, YouTube. December 30th. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. We got ice on this little overflow pond. Got some frost on the ground. It's gonna warm up to be a pretty nice day. Good opportunity to work bees this afternoon. And I gotta admit, I'm super bummed because somebody invited me to come over and celebrate the New Year's, and it starts at 4 o'clock. So I'm gonna be having fun over there thinking about working the bees because, well, it's crunch time. Gotta get it done. Morning of December 30th, 10 o'clock. Temperature has jumped up 20 degrees since the low last night. A little frost on my breast still. Beautiful day though. Got my shopping done. Got my game plan on for tonight's plan. So looking forward to busting some beekeeping out today. And I anticipate it's gonna be a lot better looking than what it was yesterday. You know, it's been a hard year for us. We had a lot of drought in some areas. We cover 6 counties. So we get a mixed bag of weather, and it's just amazing to see the difference. We also have regions where there's a high concentration of hay harvest, and as we have more and more people moving from the city out to the country, mowing becomes a problem. So everything that the bees can forage on gets impacted by these kind of human behaviors. So anyhow, enough of that. I'm gonna get back to it. Here's a beautiful day for you. On a side note, we got some steam rolling off the coffee in a HBU Yeti mug. Got some Landjagger sausage, dried, not cooked, dried. Awesome. The Germans up in Munster really know how to do it. Hess Meat Market, Munster, Texas. Thank you guys. I spend way too much money with you. Oh man, look at this hive. Lots of bees. They're not liking their dose of medicine. They maybe need a spoonful of sugar. Well, as I sit here in my little pink chair, having a bubbly and some sausage and cheese for a quick snack. Just got done treating and thinking about last year, this year, things we got right, things we got wrong. Kind of mentally thinking about what I can do better, what we can do better, how the bees can be better. You know, it's a constant struggle. Every year is different. We live North Texas. Everybody keeps telling us, you want your bees to do better, take them somewhere else. But that's not an option for us. So we got to unlock some of the equation. I was listening to YouTube that Ian Stepler put out about bee longevity based upon Lloyd Harris research, and pointed at Randy Oliver, Scientific Beekeeper, as an explanation for some of that. So I'm gonna check that out. Maybe unlock my understanding of winter bees a little bit better. I think I might be operating under some myths. About to go up and go identify hives that are just super weak, and we're gonna do a merging technique we haven't tried before, based upon beekeeper friends of ours down in South Texas, where it is bee country. We'll see how it goes. One of the most exciting things that happened last night was that I found some horse nuggets right there where we were loading bees. I love burning horse nuggets in my smoker. Nice surface area, compact, they smolder a long time. Horses are great. Nice to see them lined up eating this pollen patty. These were just put on last week. They're really chunking through it. It's a little bitty hive. This is definitely not what you want to see. Bunch of larvae eating all this pollen. This was just put on last week. Not seeing any signs of beetles. Same hive, patty on the top. They've been eating it, but no worms. Show you the bottom of this box if I can not drop it. Sorry for the view. I scooped off a bunch of worms. Pollen patty where I don't know if the bees were pulling it apart because it was so worm infested. Interesting stuff. Same hive. Look at all the worm larvae, or worms. Found a mouse nest. Makes great smoker fuel. Yeah, when they're pinkies. Yeah, hopefully I'm not roasting a baby right now. Well, we've just got done reducing these down. Wasn't as bad as some we've seen. It wasn't as good as others we've seen, so it's beekeeping. There is this beautiful yellow comb. Typically this comes from what we call sneezeweed. And it'll coat the insides of the hives in the fall. It's beautiful stuff. Really noxious honey. Bees love it. We're gonna get these out of here. There shows you why robbing gets triggered in the yard, and that's really bad because it can get the whole thing going. So we're gonna get these out of here, go get them dumped in a better place. Driving through St. Joe, Texas into Montague County. We've got a lot of bees in here and they have their own tank. Kind of cool if you like tanks. So anyhow, we're gonna go pick up another load of bees. This will be the 13th trip. It's December 31st. And we've got a beautiful sunset going. Hey to YouTube, it's the last hour of 2023. We're at the downstairs bee yard. Got a beautiful moon, fireworks in the distance. Got 64 hives on the truck. Probably can't see them, but they're there. I've got two more nights of hauling bees. That'll make it 15 nights that I've hauled bees. And yeah, getting excited to get done. Disappointing work in the bee yard today, but you know, beekeeping is like that. You work hard, you pour yourself into a season, and then things don't go like you want. So you just got to keep going, keep trying, keep doing it again and again and again, or not. We choose to keep going. So we're just doing some little supplemental syrup feeding in area feeders. Help them out a little bit. It's 45 degrees. You can see over there, they're hitting the pollen bees. Okay, so if you haven't seen these are 5-gallon buckets full of syrup. There's actually holes drilled around on the inside of this retaining ring, this strengthening ring. And so when you flip it over, it acts like a chicken water where the feed doesn't come out, but all these little cups come in. So you can see the syrup builds up on these little cups, and the bees can come over here and take a drink. There's a little overflow since we just flipped it over, created some pressure. But once it settles out, then these cups will be half full, and the bees can land on these landings and put their little tongues in here and take a drink and not drown. Works out really good. This is the last night, hopefully, that I'm hauling bees. if I get up early in the morning, it's going to be cold enough I can haul them in the morning. I've only got 3 more yards to do. That's just a handful. I'm excited. All right, January 2nd, it is 7:23. Sun is coming up, gorgeous day in North Texas. We're gonna get the last 3 pallets, nope, last 3 yards. And that'll be all 1,100 and however many hives we've brought back in to get them ready to go to almonds again. All right, January 2nd, last 3 sets of the year. Beautiful sun coming up. And the last pallet of bees. We've moved 1,200 hives back into the yard. A lot of disappointment and some good happened too. So we'll keep going. Hello YouTube. Just want to wrap up this episode. It's been a lot of fun, a lot of hard work. We've been pulling the bees in as you've seen and getting ready for almonds. It's going to be an interesting year. A lot of really super weak hives and it's disappointing. It's hard, but it's also part of it, you know? So sunny day, lean forward, figuring out what next season's going to be like. I'm super pumped, super excited that all of y'all join us. I'm amazed. I'm blown away that human beings think that what we're doing is interesting as human beings. So happy 2024 and see you next time.